It's crazy that people can't make money off a song or like a body of work.
Yeah.
A song or a record. Like it's art. Like it's crazy that people can't pay for it and an artist can't survive from sales.
Like with Lasun Live, for example, my company, our vision was to curate live events that fill a certain gap in the ecosystem, something that audiences need, something that the comics also need just as much as audiences do, which is why I think our properties are usually successful.
Yeah. Okay.
So and then similarly later on as time went by, it became like, okay, now Lasun has to become an extension of everything I do, where it becomes also my de facto production house, also my de facto artist management agency for the comics we work with.
Okay.
And so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And it manifests itself in certain ways. For example, like we have a way in which we'll pick new properties.
Yeah.
If I want to do a new property, then there's a checklist. Like, does it serve a purpose on a higher level? Does it do this? So I mean, just does it manifest itself in ways like that for Pagal Haina, in terms of how you work with artists or how you?
For sure. I think yeah, I guess it's hard to explain because it's not something, again, it's all run by instinct, right? So it's not something that we can say, this is the formula for how we work with artists, or this is the formula for how we select the artists that we work with. But I guess what we can say is that, like, Dhruv is very much like, he will look at the music and the art and the people, and he'll see the potential before anyone can see the potential in it, right? He will use his instincts for that. And then I guess where I come in is the human side of all of this, right? Which gets completely overlooked in the arts. It gets completely overlooked in the artist-manager relationship. Yeah. It's a hard relationship.
Yeah.
It's fucking hard.
I know.
Because it's like, it's really intense, right? It's like, you're there day to day, with each other, and you're constantly, it's so personal, yet you're trying to make it professional.
And it's professional, yeah. And there's this weird power dynamic.
It's so weird. There is a massive divide, at least in the music industry, between art and business. It's like artists are like, this is the value of the art I've created. But do you know the value of the business? Right. Do you actually understand what goes into it?
Yeah.
You act like you're equals, but you're really not, because there's no equal ownership in anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a very, very tricky thing. And I also feel like as a manager for an artist, your job is not only to do business, but it's like, how can you help that artist have an honest expression? How can you help that artist find that space within themselves?
Yeah.
How can we protect them? We defend them. We argue for them. We put them in a bubble so that they can find their truth and, work on their art and express it. So this is what I love about the role. And I feel like this has translated in the work that we are doing, and it has shaped our culture dramatically. I think, at the beginning, we were a little bit more, we had neglected a few of these principles, and we were in certain situations where it became a bit tougher, or it wasn't, so we forgot about the human being, even ourselves as human beings, so I think these things definitely have found its way into our culture and how we approach things. We want to have relationships. You have to have a friendship, because we invest for years with maybe no monetary compensation in the hope that down the line we get something, and that the artist down the line gets something. You have to get along. It's you're hustling 24/7 on behalf of someone. If I don't believe in that someone, you think I'm gonna go the extra mile.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's all of these things, and it's me now fully knowing. I also already knowing Dhruv so well, I know what his decisions would be in a lot of scenarios. I know what he's going for, and again, it's really hard to in a sentence tell you what that is.
Oh no, I
can't. But yeah. So we both are now aligned, and he knows. He also, from my side, has learned the importance of everything I've just shared. Yeah.
I think it's interesting because like one thing that stood out the most to me was the idea of that bubble around the artist, right? When it comes to comedy, comics are hyper aware of the business. We are very, very aware of the business. So the conversation that I have with anybody I'm signing is, listen, you're still gonna do 95% of the work.
Yeah, great.
The only way I can make you money is the way this system is rigged. You need to do the work and you need to get the numbers.
Yeah.
And I'll make the route easier for you.
Yeah.
But I'm not here to tell you what to sound like, and I'm not here to tell you whether. But I'm here to tell you, hey, if you do choose to do this, this is what you can get.
Yeah.
I see it very transactionally now. Earlier, I was idealistic about the scene. Now I feel much more, like you give it what it deserves.
Yeah, for sure. I think we all lose that idealistic view after like a few years. Like you harden a bit, and you have to.
But it's so much different for music, right? It must be so much harder for music because people are not traditionally used to valuing music as a commodity to pay for only.
For sure, most definitely. I think it is. And there's so many different levels, and this is across the board, but like one, obviously the audience, right? Like you said, like paying for it and stuff. Two, like it's a long-term thing. I think like you can't just, you got to commit long-term, and you've got to, I guess, I don't know, like a lot of artists don't recognize that or don't see that.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, I've lost my train of thought. There was a few things I wanted to share on this, but
take your time.
I guess,
Okay.
It's died.
It works. It's okay. I will accept the answer.
I lost my train of thought, but yeah, it is different for sure.
So that's the thing, because you have to always take that extra step of sensitizing your musician's audience by saying, hey, you need to pay for this also, bro. Sometimes.
Yeah, true.
And it's increasingly difficult, at least in my experience, to convince audience members the importance that they hold in all of this, because
for sure,
if you don't share the art you love, nobody's going to share it.
For sure.
And that's become as important as getting, whatever $59 from somebody or whatever YouTube's membership costs.
Yeah, which is just too cheap anyway.
Yeah, $59 minus GST minus YouTube is 18 rupees.
It's ridiculous. Like whoever, Steve Jobs or whoever set the price for music online. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's peanuts. I think, it's crazy that people can't make money off a song or like a body of work.
Yeah.
A song or a record. Like it's art. It's crazy that people can't pay for it and an artist can't survive from sales.
Yeah.
It's stupid.